We have technology.
It didn't work.
Why, hello dear viewer, and welcome back to a new episode of Deep Talk Proletarian. Today with, a new series, a start of a new series in which I review stuff that I find interesting and which happens in, surrounding me, you know, like the kind of space that I'm in, my head space, my head bubble, and things that surround me, that come to me, that float around me, and I review them for your interest. So if you have anything that you would like to see me review, then just put down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best. This is DDP Reviews, and today we start with something that's, well, interesting to me, which is the Animaniacs reboot in 2020. Now, I don't know how many people of you knew Animaniacs when you were small. Might not be that many because it's a pretty old show, I would say. I mean, it's 90s, so some of you might still know it. Many of you will probably know the reboot, and maybe from the reboot news you got to the old series, because I didn't watch the old series in Germany. I watched episodes when I was I think a year ago or something, or 2 years ago, so I was pretty samey at that point. You know, I had my character development, it was already pretty much through. I am in my final stage now. This is my whole character, sadly. This is my only display of something that will be left behind on Earth once I pass away. And, well, I didn't know the old series as others did. You know, others knew it because they watched it as children and stuff when they were still very small. And I didn't know the old series that much, but I do know a few episodes from it. I watched a few episodes, mostly because other people told me, hey, did you check out that and that episode? And I said, no, I didn't, and then I did, and then I found it great, and I loved it. I mean, there are, of course, I think a few clips on YouTube, you know, especially like the Nations song, or I think the President's song as well. Like, there are the songs and clips on YouTube which you can watch, and I kind of got a basic feeling for the show. Not everything, of course. I don't know every episode, I don't know every season, I don't know every character, and I've mostly only watched Pinky and the Brain and, well, the normal Animaniacs. And with the 2021, I decided to get really into it and to watch everything, and so I did. I watched all 13 episodes in one run, and then I waited a few days, thought about what I had seen, then I watched it again for a second time, and have now reached my conclusion that I am in the middle with this series. I do not find it the best reboot what I've ever seen in my entire life. I think that one goes to DuckTales probably, because that one's pretty good. And it's not the worst shit that I've ever seen. I mean, I saw some people complaining about it. I've just typed into Google like Animaniacs 2020 bad, and like the shit I found there is fucking hilarious. I'm probably gonna put something up on screen. It's beautiful, it's comedy pure. And now this show is very political, or at least it is at parts, it's very political. There are, of course, episodes which are less political and which are more about the story that's being told. And some of the political stuff is kind of hidden away. In other episodes, it's not that subtle. It's sometimes it's very obvious for which message they're going. But I'm not going into politics and my opinion on that, because, as I've said multiple times, political opinions at least, can fucking destroy a community as all. So I'm just going to rate the stuff that's very basic, like the animation, which is top notch. I am very impressed by the animation, that they managed to reboot it so well. I do prefer the old charm of the old series, but that's just, I have no nostalgia with it. I didn't watch it as a kid, as I said. I have no nostalgia kind of link with it. It's just my personal preference that I just kind of like these old series mostly. I very much like 90s cartoon shows and how they look and feel and sound. And those things can be replicated probably, but it's very hard to do because it's very kind of timey stuff. It needs to be fit to the time. And from that perspective, I would say Animaniacs progressed very well into the modern century, into our century at least, I would say. The episodes are mostly very funny. Some segments were a bit boring, some segments were a bit weird, some segments where I thought like, shit, this is very boring. I don't know, for example, the Halloween episode, I didn't find that interesting, because it might be because Halloween is already over, or it might be because I'm not that kind of Halloween guy. I just think it's another kind of holiday to celebrate. I have much more in common with Christmas, and I love Christmas much more than Halloween, but that's just personal preference, I would say. So overall, I would say animation, very good. Songs? I would say for what they did, it's fine. For what they made and accomplished, it's totally fine. I would say it's actually very good. I do prefer all of the old songs. They reference the songs in the series a lot. Like they do like a bit where Wacko just points at a map and just goes, hey, I could sing my song, blah 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 blah, and then they just stop after like 2 states, and then that's just his. I mean, okay.
Now over to Wacko with the electoral map. How's it shaping up, Wacko?
Oh, so boring. Hey, I could sing my song to spice things up. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. Oh, it's all the same.
I thought this might happen.
Thank you for reminding me of a better song that could be played this moment, but okay, thank you. Some new songs are okay, I would say. I remember the one with the First Ladies. That was the last episode, I think. That one was okay. Like, I watched it a few times and it's not anywhere close to the President's one, but it's okay, I would guess. I mean, it's an impressive job for the voice actor, I would say, that she could manage to sing that. If she's singing that one, I don't know really, but whatever. So overall, I would say pretty good. Music department, pretty good. Humor, again, I did laugh a few times. I had a few chuckles. Some segments, again, were very cringy and very like based on, hey, what do kids find funny these days? Haha, Leroy Jenkins. Leroy Jenkins is very funny and very topical. And I just thought, no, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. It's hard to do a humor after like the show's been gone so long, I would say. The voice acting was good. Sometimes it didn't really feel like the old characters saying it. It felt a bit like they were older, which I guess is fitting because the voice actors are of course older. But again, they kept the old voice actors, which I find very admirable. They didn't go the shitty reboot route and took some other completely nameless guys and just brought them into the mix. No, they actually took the old people. They did the old series. They tried to recapture it. I would say it's a meh. That's basically my only kind of review from it. That it's okay. It's a good series to watch if you're like having nothing on television or something, or if you for some reason are subscribed to Hulu, then go watch it, check it out. It's not as good as the old series, and it probably will never be as good as the old series, but I mean, that's just hard to do. I mean, glory can not really be recaptured after it's been such a long time between like the 2 different series. So overall, my kind of review is check it out. It doesn't harm anyone. If you check it out, then just check it out, and if you don't, then I don't give a shit really. I mean, you do what you do. Read a book or something. If you don't want to read a book, then don't read a book. I don't care. So that was my first episode of DDP Reviews. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave any comments in the description below, and yeah, I don't know. Shut the production down. Yeah, whatever. Fuck this.